A lot of racing straight ahead on the sports news. We'll also talk some golf and more. And the headlines coming up next, presented by the Red Zone Madison. Check them out online at redzonemadison.com. The sports news next here on Channel 57 Sports. Hello and welcome to the sports news, your 30-minute look into the tackles, hits, checks, and dunks that make up the local sports scene. I'm your host, Rich Reynolds, and let's hit the ground running. Good news is always a great way to start our headlines, and this week that comes from the University of Wisconsin men's basketball team as Nigel Hayes announced he will be returning for his senior season. Hayes, a 6'7" forward, was a first-team All-Big Ten Conference selection last season. With his return, the Badgers will field a team that includes Bronson Koenig, Ethan Happ, and Vito Brown, and will be an early favorite in the Big Ten and a top 10 ranked program nationally. Talk about keeping it all in the family. A week after naming his brother the general manager and head coach, Madison Capitals owner Ryan Suter and GM Garrett Suter are adding their first cousin, Jake Suter, to the coaching staff as an assistant coach. Jake Suter played his college hockey at UMass Lowell and played professionally last year in France. The Capitals season starts up again in September at the Coliseum. Well, the 9-month wait is officially over. No, we are not talking about waiting out a gestation period. We are talking about the Madison Mallards offseason being done. The Mallards start out on the road before the home opener this Friday night at the Duck Pond at Warner Park. First pitch is scheduled for 6:35 against the brand new Rockford Rivets. For the Mallards, this is their 16th season of play, and they will be looking to break their attendance record of a season ago, which was set at nearly 6,400 fans per game. Well, there's been some spectacular golf weather lately, and the boys at Madison Edgewood took full advantage in the regionals. Led by Ben Gillis, a junior who tallied a 4-over par 74, the Crusaders shot a team total 312 strokes at Nakoma Country Club to earn a 9-stroke victory over second-place Monroe. Edgewood now advances to the D2 sectional this week at Trapper's Turn in the Dells. Also advancing are Monroe, Mount Horeb, and Edgerton. And in the spirit of Memorial Day and Military Appreciation Month, I'd like to invite everyone again to check out a guest of our show on Facebook. That's Joel Willman Racing. He's raising money for veterans all summer long through racing at local tracks and also bringing awareness to veteran suicide. Please check him out. For more information and all the 411 on our headlines, check out these fine websites. Stick around, we have a jam-packed show as we'll kick it with some martial arts, golf with Kestrel Ridge, and racing with NASCAR's Brad Keselowski. All that and more next on the sports news here on Channel 57 Sports. Well, if you watched Talk of the Town last week, these next two guys are familiar faces to you as we bring in Billy Buss and Charles Dean as they're with Wisconsin Martial Arts and Fitness Centers. And welcome back, fellas. And if you could, tell us all about your brand new place that you got.
Thank you so much for having us. At Wisconsin Martial Arts and Fitness, what we are is a diverse group of people with a broad spectrum of experience in different health and fitness categories, such as traditional martial arts. We're certified personal trainers, we have nutritionists, stuntmen, and we have people with experience in Western boxing as well as wrestling. We like to encapsulate all of that stuff with a really positive feel to help bring out the most of everybody that trains with us.
Yeah, I think some of the cool things you do too, bully prevention and women's empowerment, if you could talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, a couple of years ago we started working with the school district, and that just really catapulted us to a lot of different categories and just different arenas to be able to work with people. So again, like you just stated, we work with a lot of the schools all over Madison, women's empowerment group. We hold self-defense and circuit training classes. We're a very well-rounded organization, and we're just very happy with what we have to offer for the community.
And you also got some seminars coming up that hopefully people can take advantage of. What's that all about?
Yeah, we're holding our first annual summer seminars on June 4th and June 5th at the North location, which is 1117 North Sherman. That'll be going on Saturday and Sunday.
Okay, that's good stuff. Also coming up too, it seems like in June, black belts, they're graduating. So what is that all about?
Yeah, we have about total about 30 members of our 3 schools and our clubs all over Madison that are going to be earning their black belts in different degrees. So again, it really shows the amount of loyalty that the people have bestowed with us. And just, again, the support that we have from the community, and that these people have been with us for so many years that they've actually completed their requirements, and they're going to get the most out of it. So.
Yeah, that's excellent stuff too. You also have some grand reopening, is that right?
Yeah, actually on June 11th, we're going to be doing our grand reopening, and in that we're going to just basically open up our schools to the community for different self-defense stations and workshops. It'll be like a workshop, and we'll have food and entertainment, get a chance to actually get on the mat, work with the instructors firsthand, meet everyone, and again, just get firsthand what we're all about and what our program has to offer, and how we can just continue to be out there in the community.
I know a lot of people that are watching are probably interested in the martial arts aspect of what you do as well. What kind of disciplines do you teach?
Well, our curriculum is a hybrid curriculum, so we have a lot of traditional martial arts experience. Both of us have multiple black belts in different systems. We have that combined again with a fitness component, self-defense, as well as Western boxing and grappling mixed in. So it is a hybrid system that we created together.
Okay, so it's all brought together all the time. Okay, so excellent stuff. Fellas, great to have you aboard. Thanks for joining us. Good luck with the upcoming events.
All right, thanks for having us.
Well, we're just about halfway through the year, which means most of you have probably given up on those New Year's resolutions to get fit and stay fit, and that's why we want to bring in Walter Orr from 5 Star Fitness right now. Walt, thanks for joining us. Tell us, if you could, about the corporate wellness that you do.
All right, the corporate wellness I do is on the physical aspect. So that's where companies and organizations contract us to come out and do wellness programs for their employees or members of their organizations.
Okay, so does that mean that there's a gym, or where are these sessions actually held?
All the sessions are done on site, so whether it be a cafeteria or a conference room, and since the weather's nice outside, we can do outside sessions as well. That'd be a viable option.
Excellent. Bring it outside, get some good workouts in, absolutely.
Indeed.
So if someone wanted to be a part of this and they got a corporation or something like that and a company, how can they get the ball rolling with you?
Yeah, they can email me, they can contact me through my website, or give me a phone call. So generally I'd like to speak with the HR director or somebody that makes the decisions in that area, and I come and we have an agreement, and what I'll do is I'll come back and I'll do a lunch and learn, and that's a 20-minute kind of informational talk that I would give to the employees, kind of get them galvanized and ready to start to do the wellness program.
What are some of the typical workout stuff that you do?
So all of this can be done with boot camps, Pilates, yoga. I mean, the possibilities are endless. I usually ask, for high pressure sales environments, a lot of times yoga is a really viable option, help with relaxation techniques and things like that. I do most of the trainings, but for some of the ones that I don't do, which is Pilates and yoga, I can also contract out.
So now if they end up doing those sessions too, they're gonna end up looking like you with those guns?
No.
No?
No, this is definitely unique to me.
Excellent. So, hey, talk about some of the stuff that 5 Star Fitness and you do in the community, how you give back, and what kind of events you have coming up.
Of course. We giving back to the No Excuse Moms, done a hip hop hustle training out there, and that's where my hip hop hustle class is something I created a year ago. Wildly successful. I still receive requests to do it today, and I feel like that's a good tool that I use to give back to the community and make it really fun and exciting to get back out there and work out. And we do things with MSCR. So this fall, I'm trying to donate an entire semester of training sessions for the kids of Leopold. And on June 10th, we have a massive hip hop hustle session done for the staff members of Sandburg Elementary School, the entire staff.
Excellent stuff. Yeah, we actually know Sharon out at MSCR. So,
nice.
Nice. Talk to us too. One last thing before you go. Out of all the stuff that you do, what's the most rewarding part of your gig?
I think the fact that I'm not able to only extend people's lives, but to help with the overall quality of life. And, a lot of my personal clients I could save from, they were well on their way to type 2 diabetes. And, I can help them lose 40, 60, 70 pounds even within a year, and see that transpire into them doing things that they never thought possible, getting better jobs, having more confidence, and the overall quality of life. The fact that I was able to be a tool in that process is more rewarding than owning this company. So.
Excellent stuff. Still has the team on his back. Walter Orr,
Always.
5 Star Fitness, man. Nice seeing you again,
Awesome.
buddy.
You too as well.
You know, whenever we talk to the guys down from Evansville, it always seems like they got so much going on in sports programs that are just blowing up down in Evansville, so we love bringing them back in. We bring in Coach Maves. We also bring in Chase Maves, Andreas, Gunnar. They're all here, and we're going to talk some baseball with them now. And, Coach, let's start with you first, and let's talk about the state of youth baseball in Evansville. What's going on down there?
Well, Rich, I tell you what, it's very exciting right now because we have some youth coaches that are really invested in the youth. Coach Herlichka is at the 8th grade level. We got Coach Senelbach at the 7th grade level. Me, Steve Johnson, Coach Bowl are coaching 6th graders right now. And in a few years, I believe we're going to have 3 levels of baseball at the high school. Right now we have JV and varsity, and we've just got a ton of kids invested in baseball, a ton of programs, and they're all doing a great job, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, great to see that going and the program actually building too. Always like to see that. So you guys were also able to hold your first tournament on the new field over at Lake Leota Park. Talk about that a little bit. How was that?
It's unreal. When you put all that work in, and I can't even name all the parent volunteers and the community support that we had. We had an awesome Lake Leota. It's just beautiful. And then you put this beautiful Little League baseball diamond into that beautiful park, and then you play tournaments that we haven't done there in years. It was just unreal. The kids absolutely loved it. We had music playing. We announced the kids. A lot of atmosphere. It was one of the funnest tournaments of the year so far for me.
And how did you guys do in the tournament?
We actually we did okay. I mean, I made the bracket out, so it was kind of advantageous for Evansville. I could kind of seeded us #1, and we ended up playing Edgerton, who's coached by Jason Clark. They have a great team. We won by 1 run, came back from an early deficit, and they all got trophies, and everyone felt good, so it was cool.
Very cool. Yeah, I had to ask though, Coach.
Yeah.
You know. And let's go around the horn now. Talk to the guys a little bit. Chase, so far on this season, what's been your favorite part of the season?
Well, I like the Dyersville, Iowa Dyer.
Field of Dreams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you're talking about. You got to play there?
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah, we got to stay in a hotel and play, and then go to the Field of Dreams and practice hitting.
Excellent. Andreas, what's been your favorite so far?
Probably the Dyersville, Iowa tournament as well, because it was different for us to go out of state and play there and to stay in a hotel and go swimming and all that.
Excellent. Always good team building. Everyone loves the Field of Dreams. And Gunnar, how about for you?
I would have to say Evansville because it was just a blast seeing everybody play and how good we did and winning, you know.
Great stuff. Fellas, I love it. Continued success. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks for having us, Rich.
Back on the sports news, and once again, a familiar face joining us as we talk some golf with Lori from Kestrel Ridge. And Lori, thanks for coming out and joining us today. Let's talk about some of the things going on at Kestrel Ridge. We've talked a lot about memberships in the past. How about group rates? What do you guys do for groups out there?
Yeah, we love to have large groups. We consider any group of people of 8 or more people kind of a small outing. So we give some great rates to large groups of people. So if you're coming, especially if you're coming from a different area, and you can come in, we'll give you some great rates and some great lunch specials. I think one of the great things you do is the days are getting longer and longer. Twilight rates are always a real bargain. What have you got going on for Twilight? Yeah, we're really excited about that. Any day of the week after 2 o'clock we consider to be Twilight. So we offer 18 holes with a cart is $22, and that's unlimited golf. Wow. We also have another special for those people that maybe can't get out there quite as early. Maybe they can only get 9 holes in. Again, it's after 2 o'clock, any day of the week. 9 holes with a cart and a 6-pack of beer for $25. Holy cow, nice. Yeah. Very good stuff, yeah. And now let's talk tournaments too. Tournaments are always a big deal out on the golf course. What do you have for tournaments? Yeah, on the weekend of June 18th, Saturday, it's Father's Day weekend, we have a par 3 scramble. We're gonna turn the golf course into a par 3 course every hole. Great prizes, dinners included. It's $25 for members, $35 for non-members. A lot of people like to join up and get leagues going during the summertime. How about leagues out there? We have some great leagues coming up. My favorite one is our Wednesday Women's Day. It's starting in June, and it's every other Wednesday. We do a 45-minute group lesson, and then we golf holes 1, 2, and 9 back up to the club, and then we come in for wine and cheese and whatnot. All included for $25 only. You get the whole range, the whole evening paid for.
Excellent. That's good stuff. How about for the kids? Any junior programs?
Yeah, starting your kids out in golf when they're real young is great, and it's a sport you can play for the rest of your life. It's really good to know a little bit about golf. We take kids as young as 4 or 5 years old, and that's going to start June 21st on Tuesday. It's $50 for our younger golfers, and they that 9 in the morning that starts off, it's about an hour lesson, and then our little more advanced golfers, it's $70, and they get to actually play some holes, and they get some professional lessons from an instructor.
Nice. Got about 10 seconds. Tell us quickly. Monday Madness, Wednesday Bucket Day. What are those?
Yeah, Monday Madness all day, $22, 18 holes at the cart. Wednesday, our Bucket Day, $5 for a bucket of wings, $5 for a bucket of golf balls, and $5 for a bucket of beer.
All good stuff. Lori, thanks for joining us again.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
And I'm being joined now by the 2012 Sprint Cup champion. He is also the owner of Brad Keselowski Racing. He drives the number 2 Ford for Team Penske in NASCAR. And oh, by the way, was also one of the stars of Sharknado 3, oh hell no. As I'm being joined now by Brad Keselowski. Brad, how you doing today?
I'm great this morning. How are you, Rich?
Yeah, I'm doing very well. Thank you. And thanks for joining us. And we're talking today about tires and tire maintenance, which I'm sure is something that you know very well, and just how a car is going to change and how it runs differently depending on the tires. So tell us, if you could, a little bit, why is tire maintenance so important?
Well, tire maintenance is so important because if you have an issue with your tires on the road, bad things can happen. You can have an accident, you can be broke down on the side of the road, and even if you don't have those two things, you can cost yourself a lot of money at the gas pump with tires that are not properly inflated. So we're here today to show you 2 simple and easy little tricks to make sure you're doing the proper preventive maintenance with your tires to not be that guy broke down on the side of the road. So the first one, check your tire pressure. Little tire pressure gauge, plug it in here, gives you a readout. You say, well, how much tire pressure should be in my tires? Well, open the door of your car. You can see there's a little sticker. It'll tell you exactly the amount of tire pressure should be in your car. Make sure you're right there. The other little trick, take a penny, turn it upside down, put Abraham Lincoln's head in the tread. If you can still see his head, your tire's worn out. If you can't see his head, your tire's in great shape. This is a brand new tire. You can see it's in great shape. Does not need to be replaced. Those are 2 simple and easy little tricks.
Yeah, that's good stuff to know. Yeah, especially around here in Wisconsin. I mean, when we have such changing road conditions and there's ice and there's snow and there's a lot of rain and stuff like that. So a tire tread and proper inflation is really important for that, isn't it?
Absolutely. Proper inflation. And of course, the weather's starting to turn in the Midwest. You want to go on that first long road trip Memorial weekend. You absolutely want to make sure your tires are ready to go.
Absolutely. Now, for a guy like you, you do a lot of driving. You do a lot of driving on the track. Now, when you're driving, like, say, in a NASCAR race, how often are your tires checked?
About every 60 to 80 laps, we come in and put 4 new tires on our car because the performance is so critical of what you'll see in the grip in the tires when they're brand new. So we come in, we make a lot of pit stops. Our pit crew is very important, and we're a big believer in tires. Absolutely.
Now for us, maybe doing 60 or 80 laps, that might be, anywhere from 60 to 100 miles. So it wouldn't make a lot of sense for us to check it that often, or does it? How often should we actually be checking our tire pressure?
You should check your tires regularly, which would be about once a month or before any long road trip.
Okay, sounds good. Also, too, I know a lot of people are wondering, too, how can I get more information? Where do I go to find out more about my tires and what I should be doing? Where can people find out more information on that, Brad?
2 simple and easy things. First, go to betiresmart.org. You can find all the details you need there. And if you're still uncomfortable, go to Discount Tire. They'll check your tires for free.
Now, how about you and your career? What's coming up for you guys? Memorial Day weekend's usually a big race weekend, isn't it?
Big race weekend, yes, sir. Memorial Day weekend here in Charlotte. I feel like we've got great race cars and another shot to win. Been very close to winning at a Coca-Cola 600. Hopefully we can pull through this year. And of course, we've already got 2 wins on the season, which feels very good. we'd like to keep going.
Absolutely. It's been a great year for you so far. Any more acting in your future, too? With that whole Sharknado thing under your belt. Now, are you going to do some more of that?
You never know. Stay tuned.
Good stuff. Brad Keselowski, our guest here on the Sports News. Brad, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks to our guests, and thanks for watching the Sports News here, presented by the Red Zone on Region. Check them out online at redzonemadison.com. We'll see you next time on the Sports News here on Channel 57 Sports.